Welcome to Luscious Living, the podcast where personal growth meets wellness. Here, we talk about growth that feels nourishing, wellness that feels realistic, and habits that help you evolve without burning out. I'm so glad you're here. Let's grow together. I am so guilty of this, and this conversation comes up time and time again. I think you will resonate, especially if you have clicked on this for a reason. And this is moving, shifting, upgrading beyond only using food as a reward. Now, if you look at it, we have a birthday, you get a cake, you have a promotion, you go out for dinner. There is, our society is centered around food, which makes complete sense. And it's just this pattern that looks harmless on the surface when we want to become our best self. Maybe we're looking to, release some weight that no longer serves us, but it's quietly running in the background for high functioning people. I was productive. I deserve food. I had a hard day. I need food. I finished the task. Now I need something to eat, something delicious. And to be honest, I think like this at many times as well. However, I have shifted it from food into other sources of pleasure, of beauty, of wellness. And so this is not about not having food as a reward because, at the end of the day, sometimes I look forward to a treat as well. But when we have everything centered around food, or food is the primary currency of reward, that's when pleasure seems either flattened or emotional regulation gets outsourced to our appetite, or it feels repetitive or short-lived. And really, it's just that we need more sources. Okay. And this is what this episode is about. We're looking at soothing the nervous system and having multiple reward sources. And so what we're looking at is micro state shifts. We're still going to the brain is looking for dopamine, and that is that reward neurotransmitter. And we're going to look at this dopamine optimization through touch, scent, novelty, beauty, movement, stillness, creativity. And so I have some ideas that are going to widen the rewards. Okay, so I want to get right into how to have these micro shifts and micro rewards. And they're going to take different levels of effort. So the days where you just feel tired, it's again, end of the day and you want a reward. You have a big win and then you want to celebrate, you have a reward. I have ideas for you. So the number one thing that I love, absolutely love, is having a face mask. Going to the store, they have so many cool stores here where I live now where you can pick out a face mask. And again, this is for the person who's not going to be bothered by, is it the best thing for your skin? Some people have their thoughts on it, but I'm team doing those things in that moment. So it feels really good. So I like going to a store, picking out a different mask. You can go to the Asian grocery store. You can go to Sephora. You can go to the drugstore, wherever you want. And I just find the act of putting on a face mask feels so luxurious and calming, especially if I'm reading or cleaning or watching a show. It's putting time into yourself. It's a mood to relax. It's a mood shift. And you can't be stressed while you have a mask on. It doesn't work. And I am someone who does get stressed time to time, of course. And I just also liken it to am I, if I go to the store and pick out some snacks, it actually costs more to pick out the snacks than to get this box of face masks and then just pull them out. And it's a signal to my body that I'm shifting down. And I prefer to watch a little show while I do it as well, or study, I will say. So number one is a face mask reward. Number two along that line is a slow skincare ritual. This is after a shower, because everyone feels better after a shower. You have some scented layers, perhaps. Maybe you're in the shower, you just scrub away the hard day. And maybe on top of that, you have a lotion or serum or body oil. And the key to this is that it's slow and not rushed. It's intentional. And so if you don't have a ritual like this, or if you're like me, where I have always been the girl that says, well, soap is enough. I don't need body wash. I don't need the other stuff. But sometimes going into somewhere like Lush or Rocky Mountain Soap Company, or again, the drugstore, wherever you like, it does not matter. Just the act of having the different layers, you're putting the effort into yourself. You have a reward. Again, you will probably be spending money anyway. You will probably be going out of your way anyway. Or if you are not going out of your way, you would normally, let's say, do skip the dishes. You have the body washes, you have the body scrub, you have all that at home anyways. And that's a part of this, is stocking up on it. So again, where you're like, I'm not leaving the house, I'm not seeing anybody, you can do this. And then I find that if you do have a snack, you do have food, the food is not the center of pleasure. It's, you already feel just beautiful and relaxed, and food is another part of it, but it's not the main event. Okay. And so if you don't have a skincare routine, that's part of the other fun and reward, is looking at what kind of scent do you really gravitate to? Do you want to smell like a Belgian waffle, or do you want to smell like fresh peaches? Do you want to smell like chocolate? And there are so many products and websites, and just that in itself is fun. Okay. The next aspect of this is to have a fun drink, like stacked water or electrolytes in a fancy cup. It could be, again, magnesium that you are drinking, and just the act of having it in. Could even be a mason jar. You could even add an umbrella to it. You can add some frozen fruit. I want you to make it extra, because that time that you're putting in for you, that is the reward. It's not that you're just drinking a glass of water or electrolytes or magnesium. It's, you had a long day or you had a great day, and your reward is adding in an umbrella to your drink, right? It's all those little ways that we add pleasure that really do make a difference, that make us happy as women. The fourth idea for a reward is to have an outfit that makes you feel really, really good, and to go for a reset walk without a podcast or music. Well, maybe this podcast, right? No other stimulation, or your dopamine can actually reset as well. And when you feel good, you're out for your hot girl walk. Maybe you have your hat, your sunglasses. Maybe you have a weighted vest and some ankle weights as well. Just enjoying something that is absolutely free is feeling good and being out in nature. That is a reward. The fifth idea is a movement session. So this could be something like you did a certain amount on your quota, or you, again, had a promotion, had a great grade. You might say, okay, my reward is going for a movement class, which it could be Bollywood dancing, it could be salsa classes, it could be an aerial yoga class or a pole dancing class. Looking at it as a form of expression, not a calorie burn. It's just something that, again, triggers dopamine because there's novelty, there's a reward of getting the job done. You might sweat, which also is great as well. And so that is something that I have been doing, and it just feels so, so good. The sixth idea is a creative kitchen ritual. So looking through your Instagram or your bookmark just to see one of those recipes you might have bookmarked for a later day. And now that you actually have maybe the energy or you have the desire for reward, maybe you make a raw dessert or something, that's like a frozen one or one of those viral ones that you might have seen online as well. And I want you to plate it, to slow it down and have fun, put on an episode of your favorite show, put on some music, put on a cute little apron, and use that as a reward. Is, yes, you still get to eat, and make it something that you look forward to, something that's fun, and you might splurge on a few ingredients as well. The next one is a carefully chosen TV show. I don't care what it is. It could be your favorite reality show. It could be a movie you've seen a million times, but without your phone, and watch with intention, intention and attention. Maybe this is where you have your face mask on. Maybe you paint your toes and you have your fun drink. So really making it an experience rather than a default. And that in itself, again, we're looking for that novelty, that reward feeling. And that's how you can accomplish that again without food as well. Or again, with a cool food, maybe with that dessert that you would have made as well. Another idea is to go to the bookstore or library and cruise through the fiction aisle or the romance aisle or the mystery aisle. I have been loving coming back to nonfiction reading. I stopped reading coming back to fiction reading. I used to only read fiction ever since probably I was in junior high. I was always reading personal development, even in I was 18 years old reading Tony Robbins on a Friday night. And don't get me wrong, I went out. It was usually on a Thursday. And so there is just this pleasure to pick out a book based on its cover or not based on its cover, based on what you heard about it, based on absolutely nothing other than the fact that, it sounds interesting. The premise sounds interesting. I am really into cozy mystery books. I have read, I'm on my 6th one since April, which I don't know how I'm finding the time. I'm definitely not going to bed on time. I will tell you that. But there is this reward as well that comes with it. And this could be a video game. If you're not big into reading, it could be a video game that you purchase or you and you get into. There's one video game I was playing in February to wind down, where you are trying to think of the name of it, but you go to your grandma's house and she turns out to be able to make spells, and then you have these side quests in the village, and there's a bakery and a jewelry store and a mine and you have a farm, and you can make ferments, and it was such a lovely game. And just something like that, especially when you are tired, you want a reward. That's what I would do, is make myself a little iced coffee and get to my blanket and get to that video game. And I just loved it, and it was such a reward. The next item here is a hotel lounge or solo cafe. There are so many fun matcha drinks and lattes and different things to try. Bubble tea, where you just sit somewhere intentionally beautiful. You don't have to do anything productive. You don't have to optimize. And again, I'm telling myself that as well. But just presence in an aesthetic space. You might have a nice tea or again bubble tea, something like that. But that in itself, you might put on your earrings, put on some lip gloss, and head out the door and bring your book, bring your video game, and that in itself feels like such a reward. The next tip is either a new experiment session with makeup. So this could be going into your favorite makeup store and picking out a new lip gloss color. Maybe you're trying matte versus glossy. Maybe you're trying a different shade. You are looking into sparkle or no sparkle. Maybe a new brand that everyone's talking about. That can be super fun. Or same thing with blush or eyeshadow. Trying a new clip, a hair clip or a new hairstyle, a new perfume or hairspray, a body spray that you've had. Or again, this could be a new workout set. Maybe you have crushed your quota for months on end. You've had just a horrible day. You're exhausted. Nothing seems to be working out. A new workout set feels really good. It feels like that reward, feels like that motivation. And playing around with your style, playing around with a new belt, playing around with something that you already have as well. Maybe going through your cupboard and finding something that you had meant to use or you picked out for a special occasion and just wearing it just for the sake of being alive, just for the fact that you are a woman who can experiment with wearing whatever she wants. What a privilege that is. And that can feel like a huge reward. And I am obsessed with the concept of dopamine dressing as well. And you can take that to however you want. You could do dopamine decor in your home, but just little things that are basically useless in terms of function, perhaps, but they add that element of dopamine to your life, that reward, that feeling of that lighting up sensation in your mind and your brain, which is actually what is happening when on a biochemical level as well. And so, yeah, you might have some earrings, some rings, you might have some scents. You're like, oh, I'm just going to the grocery store. Well, wear the earrings, wear the perfume, wear the platform shoes if you have them. Why not? Right? That is the point of life is, I believe, a part of it is to express ourselves, express that person that we are. Number 11 is either a sauna, a bath, or spa ritual. This could be at home. This could be out. You might go, again, to Lush, the drugstore, and find some scents that you like, whether it's Epsom salts with no scent, you don't like scent. Maybe it is a herbal bath to help with health. Maybe it's just something that just makes you feel so good. Even if it's 20 minutes, I actually can only stand being in the bath for 20 minutes. And you just enjoy that. And nothing else needs to be had. You don't have to have energy for that. You can have a good day or a bad day and just soak away in a tub. And that is really a great mood shift as well. The other aspect of this is to go to the dollar store, the craft store, or take a pottery class outside and have that as a reward, is going and picking out a craft that you like. Could be picking out some stickers that you like. It could be that you have a new house project that you've been wanting to try, and that is your reward, is going and splurging on some paint, splurging on some yarn, whatever it is, going to a single pop-up pottery class or getting into some pottery classes, a series, that in itself is just such a beautiful reward as well. Another aspect of this is so small, but I like doing this all the time, is a new phone wallpaper rotation. It's just finding a picture I like on Pinterest and switching up my wallpaper. I do it all the time, and I just get to pick whatever image I love and see it every day. I know that sounds maybe silly, but it's just something that's just so fun and cute and a little reward. Just for making it through Monday, right? The other one is fresh flowers or some kind of plant in your room with some fresh sheets, having that freshness. This could be, again, a new painting that you put up. It could be a new pot that you get for your existing plants. Maybe you get a new plant as well. There is something about that newness energy, again, that triggers dopamine, where you just feel like it's a reward. It's a sense of novelty and excitement as well. And another very, very easy tip is to browse through Pinterest boards I don't even know if Tumblr still exists, but just going through guilt-free. You can scroll through, and if there's nowhere you need to be for the next hour, you can be in your bathrobe with your face mask on. Maybe you have a little bit of popcorn or chocolate, whatever it is that you like, and just browsing through, looking at beautiful things. If it is online window shopping as well, or maybe you are making a vision board, you are really thinking about who it is that you're becoming, getting excited about that, taking steps towards that in itself is just such a mood lift and really here to trigger that dopamine response we're looking for. So there are some ideas. I hope this helped you think of something that you can do for yourself as well. And I do want you to think about, if you are, really navigating weight loss, is not just having the weekend for this reward time. Because why are we dictating what day of the week, the name of the week, into when we indulge and kind of self-sabotage ourselves, right? Why not have different days of the week for different types of rewards, and decentering how important food is in terms of a reward system. And so most people don't over rely on food because they lack discipline. It's just that everything else, it's the quickest thing. It's available on demand. It's immediate. It's socially validated. It's predictable. It tastes good, right? And so the goal is not to remove it. It's just to build other sources of pleasure, of joy, of reward that are equally accessible, but helps us become multi-dimensional as well. I trust this episode was helpful. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you for the next one. If this conversation added value to your world, I'd love to receive a 5-star review from you. It really helps to reach the right ears. For deeper dives and curated resources, be sure to check out the links below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll meet you back here next time.